Keeping venomous reptiles is an unforgiving hobby, requiring proper training and lots of experience. One simple mistake can be the difference between life and death. Remember, the most venomous snake in the world is the one that just bit you. There are no venomous snakes with training wheels. Just because you see viperkeeper handle snakes a certain way does not mean you should try it too.
Well, unfortunately, I have to disturb the snake I like to disturb the least, and that's Pogo, my common lancehead. She gets very stressed out when I move her about. All the snakes get stressed when you move them from their enclosure. A lot of these snakes, I can open the door, and for the most part, many of them would just sit there in their cage. They may stick their head out and look, but they won't leave. They feel very secure in their cage, and I hate to disrupt that security that they have. However, comes a time where their substrate really is dirty and they need to be cleaned. I try to keep up with its spot cleaning, but you know that's not the total answer. It's a partial answer. But her cage light is out. Her controller for her heater has failed and doesn't function anymore. Fortunately, it failed in the open position and didn't provide any heat. It could have been much worse if it, turned heat on full blast. So that needs to be replaced, and the light fixture will be replaced with my new LED bulbs, which only burn 7 watts of power, half of what the traditional fluorescent bulbs burn, and so it's much more efficient. It's daylight, so if she's up top here, then she'll actually get some daylight. So I was thinking about trying to remove the glass and just pick her up on her log and slide her into this barrel. I may still try it. I may be a total failure, but this way I don't have to lay a hook on her, and it may work out okay. Like I said, it may be a total failure, but I won't know until I try. So that's what we're going to do. I am going to try.
You're going to probably need 2 hooks to do that, or the gentle giants.
Well, I'm going to try to grab it, not the snake, but the bark. It's just that she's sitting in a place where I'm afraid this would, I'd have to sort of push her up and move it. What I'm going to try to do on a hook is pick it up, balance it, pull it out, slide her in this way, and then attach the lid. Like I said, I may look like a total idiot. It may be a total failure. However, it may work. It may be a minimal way of disturbing her, but I just know as soon as she sees that the glass is coming off and senses something other than, oh, he's going to feed me, she may act a totally different way. I want to get this done because I want to put her male friend in with her so she can have another shot at breeding of her 2 live babies that she had last fall. I only have 1 left. It's thriving. It's doing well, but common lanceheads will produce, 15 or 20 babies, and since she has a very interesting component in her venom that my friend Jim at the Kentucky Reptile Zoo is, really wants to get in quantity because of researchers are using it, and I fully support the Kentucky Reptile Zoo in their mission to supply venom for research and for medicine. So I try to help them out. Jim has her brother, which I put essentially on zoo loan to them, and that's one snake that has this venom component. Not all Bothrops atrox has this, so she and her brother are a very rare commodity. Also, her brother is the one that bit Jim when he was trying to tube it. It basically flew through the air, past a 3-foot long tube, and grabbed him on the wrist, and he had to pull it off. It was a very bad bite and caused the bones in Jim's palm to fuse, so he lost dexterity. There were subcutaneous cysts and damage that was done that he had to have surgically fixed. So this, not only do I don't like disturbing her for that reason, I don't like disturbing her because she's a very dangerous snake. Not that she really holds any ill will against me. I've had her since she was born in 2005. It's just that animals that are very frightened react very badly. I'm not trying to frighten her. I'm not trying to hurt her. I'm trying to help her, but she doesn't realize that. And that's one of the risks that you take if you work with venomous snakes. So without any further ado, I mean, she's already moving and getting a little nervous. You can sometimes, when you see her and she's out or in her cage, you can see she has muscle twitches all over her body. These are very dangerous snakes, and I'm going to try to move her with the minimal fright. It could go terribly wrong, probably will, but I'm going to give it a try.
And I'm going to be over here by the door.
Yes, yes. You're going to be over there by the door. As soon as I open this, she's going to know, uh-oh, something is up. Hi. I know I can't get this whole thing out the doorway, so the whole idea is to remove the glass.
And there she goes. She knows something's up. Oh, all right.
Yeah. I don't have one of my gloves in here, do I?
Doesn't look like it.
No. All right. Just watch her. I would guarantee she's not going to depart her stage on her route. Really? You know what? All these snakes have been a little bit jumpy recently. I don't know why. Now, this glove, although it might protect me from a bite, it definitely will reduce my heat signature.
You need the jaws of life to get that open.
Yes, the jaws of life are next.
Hi, Mr. Brown. I'd come over and visit, but that would bring me much too close. Pogo's cage.
Yes. Now, these are what I call the jaws of life. These vision cages, when stacked, sort of flex enough to prevent the glass from being taken out with any ease. You can see how this cage is pushed down a little bit. So we'll rotate this into place, and maybe, just maybe,
Almost. There we go.
that will be enough to remove close glass. It's that front pane that's always difficult. Hi, Pogo. Okay.
She's really well behaved. I mean, she could have reached out and tagged you anytime.
Yes. Normally, I don't do anything to make these snakes strike at me on purpose. As people have seen in my videos, I always work with them very gently if I can. I hate having to touch or hook or do anything to them because that violates a mutual trust. So I really don't like to do that, but sometimes we have to. So here we go. Game on. Hi, Pogo. Whoa! Hi, Pogo.
And this is why I'm over here, so I can get out of his way, so he can deal with that snake.
Yes, I know that's your place. Come on. Come on, Pogo. Don't make me. Go ahead, in the dark. There you go. No, you don't. You've been in there before. You know you don't want to be in there. Okay, so. Come on. Okay, well, as I expected, that did not work, and she decided that she was going to head out of town in rapid fashion because she's been in that tub before. She doesn't like it, but now this allows me to do what I need to do with the cage. So there you have your morning excitement, sweetheart.
Mm-hmm.
Snake hockey with Pogo.
Oh.
Okay. After actually a considerable amount of time, Pogo's cage is ready. Of course, there's lots of debris on the floor. She has her new light. The heat panel is working. Her log is back in place. I cleaned her glass fairly quickly. That is a daylight bulb now. So hopefully she will be a happy camper. Now, about 20 minutes ago, while she was still in the tub, I poured a watering can full of water in there because she's in shed and she hates to be wet. So Lori wasn't here for the excitement. I probably caught it on the webcam, but you couldn't really see. But just let me say, she wasn't terribly happy with me. So let's see if we can get her back in her cage without becoming a casualty. I'm going to move this over to here, just so it's close to her doorway. Move this one over here. Okay, releasing the Kraken. Oh, hi, Pogo. Don't look so upset. That is not a happy snake, although her tail isn't going. Okay, come on. Come on. Relax. Relax. Come on. Come on. That's your cage. Try going back in it. These things are like landmines. If you can get them to stay in one place, any further movement could set them off. So I'm just going to sort of just not do anything for a second or two and see what she's going to do. Although she's sort of poised to go back in, it would not take much effort for her to go zooming across the room chasing Mrs. Viperkeeper out, screaming like the young lady she is. Come on. Come on. Can I have my hook back? The reason why I lowered her to the floor in the beginning is she started coming up the hook at me. And the last thing I do is want a common lance head climbing up my hook, building steam. So I just bailed out, and it's like, okay, it's better to play snake hockey to do anything else. Look at all these nervous twitches now. Watch very closely. She's very stressed. Now, I didn't scrub her cage and disinfect it like I would if another snake was going back in there. So I know she can detect that it smells like home, but I think she's just too shocked right now to do much of anything. So as long as she's not doing anything, I am not going to do anything. Because like I said, they can be easily triggered into doing something you don't want them to do. So I'm going to sit back here and wait a few moments and see what she does. Oh, she sees me moving. No, I'm not coming after you, sweetie. Just relax, go into your log. Knowing snakes, as long as she knows we're here, she's not going to move unless she knows that she's been spotted or her life is in jeopardy. Many times Lori and I catch snakes on the move. They freeze and pretend like we don't know they're there. It's pretty funny when they do that, but I'm sure that's basically what instinct is going through her brain. I know she can taste her log. I didn't, clean it up because fortunately she's a fairly clean snake and she didn't poop on the top of it like certain king cobras do and other things.
He was out earlier watching with great interest as we were doing this.
He's a great spectator of snake hockey. He loves seeing other snakes cruising around the room.
He hopes that they're going to come into his cage
yes.
and visit.
Well, the only snakes that I occasionally play snake hockey with that I wouldn't care so much about if he went into the cage are the popcorn cobras, those damn things.
She's not twitching so badly this time. I mean, in the past, oh my gosh, her whole body twitches.
All right, well, let's see if I can gently coax her.
As I quietly move back towards the door, because these snakes really can fly.
Yep. There you go. There you go. Alright, relax. Yes, that's a nice heat source, huh? Look at that. It's almost like I should shut it off to give her some dark and quiet to recover from this trauma. But I'm going to leave it on.
Yeah, let her get used to it.